Hello everyone, this is J Empire Queen, and today I'm going to talk to you about Dokyusei Summer Bangin, the best visual novel dating sim I've ever played. And I've played them since Hakioki on the 3DS. Now, Dokyusei Summer Bangin is an HD remake of the original Sega Saturn game series, and I have never heard of it until this year when it came on the eShop. And I am incredibly impressed with the depth of this game that appears so superficial on the outside. So you play as Takeru, a high school student who is going to go on summer break. It's his almost last year of high school, and he is ready to get some girls. So you're going to see him and his best friend, Kazuya, running around trying to date. And so your job is to spend as much time as possible meeting the girl of your dreams, or basically trying to get laid. So the beauty of this game comes in the fact that while Takeru appears to be a loser, he's actually very kind-hearted, and depending on who he ends up with, he changes according to what best suits that relationship. The game also doesn't hold anything back when it comes to the brutality, the harsh realities of relationships. You see this in the outcomes of several of the relationships that Takeru can end up in. There's tragedy in some of these endings, but there's also a lot of beauty and joy. Takeru can also face rejection. If you don't get the girls to like you, or if you don't meet certain requirements, you will be denied a happily ever after with the girl that you were pursuing. After I initially beat the game, I went through several of the endings, and I was surprised by a lot of them. There's definitely replayability in this game. You're gonna want to go back and see how life turns out for Takeru and his woman of choice. The relationships aren't always pretty, although there is definitely fan service. There are reactions to the decisions and choices that you make. Maybe if you're mean to Miho, you can really piss off Misa, and that can cause problems later in the future between you two. Every move you make, every girl that you decide to woo or not woo, it's gonna have a consequence, and I love it. There's real, genuine outcomes in this game that I think many other dating sims fall short of. So you're gonna see the standard sequence of events that you can take in this game. You pull that up in a menu. You can pick who you want to date. You're also going to see certain events blocked off if you haven't met the requirements. It makes it pretty fun. You can have a pretty busy 2 weeks of summer break if you go on all these dates. Now you can choose to be a player, or you can choose to be Mr. Nice Guy. That's going to determine your outcomes. But it's really cool to see your main character develop and change and react over this period of time. This isn't a game that's just silly, that's just fan service. There's serious moments, there's dangerous moments, and these moments really invest you in the lives of the characters around you. You want to know what happens to them, even if you don't end up with them. So for Miho, I told her, I don't like you, I'm not into you, after I had already kissed her. And she kind of spirals out of control. You see a lot of changes in her. And that is just the depth of this game, okay? It doesn't play around. It's a simulation of real life, of dating life. You know, there's gonna be harsh truths. But just as much as the game is harsh, there's gonna be a lot of fun, a lot of jokes, a lot of joy. And what's not to enjoy about that? I wanted to see if I could get all the endings, as there is a part, if you save there, you can go back and pick a girl to confess to. So I chose to confess to Yao Yao, even though I'd barely spent any time with her. Well, I was rejected, hard rejected. Okay, and so that definitely changes your ending, but it's still a lot of fun. There's nothing that's not enjoyable about this game. If you love visual novels, dating sims, 100% get this. It's worth the 20 or so bucks it's costing on the eShop. I just want to say a big thank you to those who subscribe to my channel, who like my videos, who comment. You are appreciated. And if you haven't already, please do so. I love to hear from you, and I want to make more content for you. Thank you.